I welcome you all to What India Thinks, my regular episode. Today I want to say very clearly that Moody's has no Aadhaar to say baseless things, that Aadhaar is a 12-digit unique identification number issued to all India residents based on their demographic and biometric information. And the program was launched in 2011 by the Indian government with the aim of improving the delivery of government services and reducing fraud. I must tell you that Aadhaar enrollment is a voluntary but has become increasingly mandatory in recent years. And you must know that Aadhaar is now required to access a wide range of government services that includes subsidies, welfare benefits and bank accounts. It is also required to open a SIM card or to file taxes. It's a well-known fact. Recently, friends, the most trusted digital ID in the world, Aadhaar, was accused by the international credit agency Moodys of posing privacy and security problems and of having faulty biometric technology in humid environments. In its study, Moodys had cautioned that users face security and privacy threats from centralized systems that have a single point of control over users' identifying credentials and access to internet resources. However, the assertions of the worldwide credit rating firm Moodys were denied by the government. Very clearly they denied it, government. The system's manager, the Unique Identification Authority of India, UIDAI, has also vehemently denied Moody's allegations. The credit agency has claimed that service denials were common, particularly for manual labor in hot and humid climates. The government also cited praises for Aadhaar from other international organizations, including the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, and that claimed that numerous nations had contacted UIDAI to learn how to put similar digital identifying systems into the place. Friends, the allegations and counter allegations will happen in the due process, but what is important to see here is that Moody's report doesn't substantiate the viewpoints it presents without any primary or secondary evidence or without any research even, and the investor service made no attempt to gather information about the facts surrounding the concerns highlighted with reference to the UIDAI. The UIDAI is the only entity whom the report makes any reference, and it does so by referring to its website. And despite all this, Aadhaar has proved beneficiary for many people and in many ways in this country, Bharat, and has benefited Bharat as a whole. And this is proven now. And I must tell you that Aadhaar has benefited Indians in many ways. For example, improved access to government services. It is very important. Aadhaar is now required for accessing many government services. For example, benefit transfer, DBTs, ration cards, passports. So this has made it easier for people to access these services, especially those living in rural and remote areas. You must realize this reality. Second, it has reduced corruption and fraud, because Aadhaar based authentication has helped to reduce corruption and fraud in government programs also, government schemes also. Now I will tell you one example, that Aadhaar based authentication is used to verify the identity of the beneficiaries of the DBTs, which has helped to reduce the number of fake beneficiaries. This is very important point. And increased financial inclusion. You see, Aadhaar has made it easier for people to open bank accounts also and access other financial services also. Now again I will give another example, that the Aadhaar enabled payment system AEPS that allows people to withdraw cash from their bank accounts using their Aadhaar number and fingerprint. This has been a boon for the people who do not have access to traditional banking services. Now, improved finance security. How Aadhaar is helpful for improved financial security. Now, Aadhaar can be used to protect people from financial fraud, as I told you. For example, again, Aadhaar based authentication is used to verify the identity of the people when they open bank accounts or apply for loans also. And this has also helped to reduce the number of fraudulent transactions. It was happening earlier. INC released convenience. What is that? Aadhaar can be used to access variety of services online and offline also, for both the purposes. For example, people can use their Aadhaar number to file their income taxes online or to book train tickets. So this has made it easier and more convenient for the people to access these services. In addition to these benefits, Aadhaar has also helped to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the government programs. Again, I will give you another example, that Aadhaar based authentication has helped to reduce the number of duplicate beneficiaries in the government programs and government schemes. Because in India, both in central and state governments, the governments have got lots of beneficiary programs for the poor, and more fraudulent cases happens in rural areas. So Aadhaar is very much helpful in checking the fraudulent people. So in a way, Aadhaar has saved the government money and has allowed it to reach more people with its programs. If I will say that overall Aadhaar has been beneficial program for India, and again I will say that it has helped to improve access to government services, reduce corruption and fraud, increase financial inclusion, improve financial security and increase convenience. Friends, you have seen how I could explain, and I gave you at least 10 examples how this Aadhaar is helpful for the common man in urban and rural areas also. But I can say there is always a conspiracy hatched by any agency either in India or in outside. Normally it happens from outside. They will always give a bad name, because Aadhaar is already very successful in G20. You have seen in many foreign prime ministers, finance ministers, IMF chief, many people outside India also, many economists and many industrialists and international businessmen, they already have recognized how Aadhaar has become very much useful and successful in Bharat. So we don't need to worry about what others say. We should always think what is beneficial for our society, for our nation, and this is a very clear and clean system. That is why some people are facing problems. So I must request our viewers to go for Aadhaar Art. It is a foolproof security system, and it is very really useful for private sector and for government sector. and in future also we will update you about more inputs on Aadhaar. That's all for today. Stay tuned with Uday India, and I would again request you to subscribe Uday India. Bharat Mata Ki Jai.